Hello and welcome to another episode. My buddy Mark hooked me up with this broken PlayStation 4 and it had a bad hard drive, so when I turned it on it would just click, click, click. I think I have a clip of that here. Anywho, I didn't record the hard drive replacement, but when I did replace it, there was a game inside that ejected for me. It's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So when I tried to put it back in the machine, it wouldn't go. It won't go back in. I'll show you that now. And it does this. As you can hear, the optical drive is going crazy on startup. I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. And when I try to load this disk in, it will not take. I'll get out of this update screen. So yeah, this disc will not go in the PS4. I can slowly force it in, but it's not taking, and there's some pressure there I can feel. I mean, I can push the eject button and it'll come out, but it won't take the disc unless I put it 3/4 of the way in. Power off the machine. And then when I turn it back on, it sucks it in. I'll show you that once this shuts off. Okay, so the PS4 is off. You can see the disc sticking out there a little bit. So when I turn it on, it should take it like that. Now I shouldn't have to load games like that, so there's something wrong mechanically with that optical drive. So I don't know if the previous owner, Mark, got it from someone else and hooked me up with it. I don't know if they tried to maybe remove the disc after the hard drive failed because it wouldn't eject, and maybe put something in there and ruined it. So we're gonna open that machine up today and see if we can fix the optical drive. If we can't, I have spare parts PS4 on my other bench, and we can use that for parts. So let's crack this thing open and see what's inside, shall we? Okay, so let's crack this thing open and see if we can fix this optical drive, shall we? Okay, so we have both the front and back covers off, or top and bottom covers. And now it's time to get at this optical drive, if we can. We'll remove this wireless antenna. What might be easier is if we take out this power supply and possibly this fan shield here. those two prongs there, insert into here. Put that off. And we can go ahead and remove these ribbon cables here. This black piece doesn't come all the way up, it just locks down and you lift it a little bit on each side and then the cable will just come out. The two on the side just push straight in, there's no lever, you can pinch and pull. Get our Wi-Fi cable back out of the way. Okay, now that all our screws are out, everything's clear, we can lift up from the back and the front and pull out the optical drive. And there it is. We can kind of just give it a little inspection and try to figure out why it's not loading properly. I'm just taking a look at what's moving. So here, there's a little mechanical switch that goes in. As soon as those arms get pushed, this goes in. And then there's a secondary switch under here. And I'm thinking one of those secondary switches may be broken. Because as soon as it gets to, say, this position, it should say, okay, both switches are in, engage the rollers to pull in the disc, but that's not happening. So I'd like to, if I can, is connect this up, power it on somehow, see if we can figure that out. I'm going to remove the ribbon cable out from this little clip there, just so it has some slack to move. I'm going to do the same on this one. Push it all the way over, push that down, and then push it to the side. Okay, that should give us some slack. Make sure when you push these back in, you're not pinching them because they're now loose. Okay, so with those out of the clip, we can flip it over. So we should be able to do some experimenting now. It's not even taken. Okay, so I think I've discovered something. I just want to double check this theory. The possibility that the solder joints on this little switch are not happy. At least for starters. So I'm just going to look at this with my little loop lens and we'll get back to you. These little solder joints in here that go around the edge of this switch, I think they're loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit each one with a little bit of extra solder and make sure I'm not putting too much in there, but just enough to freshen those points up a bit. I'm going to fire up the old soldering iron. I'm just going to use this flux pen. solder flux just helps the solder flow. We don't want to put too much because it'll drip down inside, and that would be a little shitty. That's that. Let's see if I can't just get a little bean on here. Like that. And then this side. Like that. And then these two back ones will be a little trickier, so I'm going to just use what's on the tip here. And we'll do the same for this little guy. Inspect your work. Okay, so now we have all new solder joints on that button there. Let's see what this thing does now. I didn't break anything by adding the solder. Everything works fine. Now we just need to figure out the gears. So let's get back into focus and into frame. Why does it need a tap to come out? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so what I might do, that's it. So there's a little springy pressure that squeezes this housing together like a sandwich. And that probably happens when it gets screwed into the chassis. It gets screwed into this. We need a little force here. Put these screws back in one at a time and test it. Now it's going to do the thing. Loosen that screw. Ha! So, there's something up with this side being closed too much. So the fix is to have that not screwed in all the way. Okay, so what this turned out to be, after all, is this screw here. There was just too much tension on the drive. So, what I did is this is tightened all the way. I put a little red dot there. I turned it back a half turn. Everything's regular tightness, everything's in all the way, and that has resolved the issue. So I'm going to get this back together, we'll test it, and wrap up. Okay, so I think we have this figured out now. We'll just power it on and see if we can play this disc without any issues. Fingers crossed. Try to eject it again. That's working great. Do it again. Connect up the controller. Let's restart the PS4. And that should do it for us. It should make everything just work fine. So yeah, it ended up being just the pressure sensitivity on that optical drive, and it seems to have resolved the issue by loosening that one corner bolt. A lot of trial by error, but I wanted to actually fix it instead of just swapping the drive out, as it's kind of wasteful. But yeah, like I said, you know, try different things. Don't do anything drastic that's gonna permanently break something, but this seemed to work for us. Make sure our game shows up. And it should just start fine. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like the video. Give me a thumbs up as well. And until next time, we'll see you later. Hopefully sooner than later. Thanks for watching. Bye.